We're recording.
All right, my voice level's good.
Yeah, you're good, man.
All right, sounds good. I will get ready to start here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soupies of all ages, listening to the Cake Soup Wrestling Podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're about to get a real international experience. I am the intern, a Canadian. I'm drinking a Japanese beer produced by a company that also has a well-known American brewing facility. International tastes so goddamn good. Habes is out on assignment today, but I am joined by GRJ. How's it going?
It's been rough, man, but I'm happy to be back this week.
That's the important thing. You had it rough, but you're here, unlike Habes. Hope you're listening, Habes. Love you.
We're gonna have to throw in like all the shit talk on him throughout the episode.
Oh, we've always done that when people miss shows. It's great. So yeah, not a very big news week today. Through this little fun shit to talk about and go from there. So actually, the first thing I want to talk about is kind of a serious topic. That's why I want to get it out of the way really soon. For a day after our last podcast, it was reported that Stardom standout Hana Kimura fortunately passed away, and from the looks of it, ended her own life due to some cyberbullying going on about her appearance on a Japanese reality show. What do you even say about that besides like, holy shit, that is horrible?
Yeah, it's really bad. It like you said, it happened, and I feel like this has been a trend with us where like we finish recording and then either that night after we finish or the day after something happens. And
we could have talked about.
Yeah, exactly right. And then the whole thing with Anna happened, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And like, to make matters worse is how people went about looking at this. Right? They turned this into. Well, first of all, at least we know that wrestling fans are not the worst fans out there. Because the fans, I forgot what the name of the TV show is, but those people are horrible people. They were talking so much shit. They were pretty, like you said, it was pretty much cyberbullying, and it stems back to an episode that was recorded so long ago, I guess, and she left her ring gear in the washer. Some other person comes in, does their laundry, doesn't check the washer, throws their laundry in there. Their laundry's finished. Throws all of the laundry that was in the washer into the dryer with her ring gear, which ruins her ring gear. And apparently, this is ring gear that was important to her. I guess there was a special thing or a special. I can't think of the word what I'm looking for. It meant a lot to her, pretty much. You know, that specific ring gear, and it ruined it. You know, I guess it was washer friendly but not dryer friendly, which a lot of clothes is like that. If you're an adult and you know how to do laundry, you would know that, and hers wasn't. So I have not seen the episode or seen a clip of what happened, but apparently it was just like a slap, like the back of the head, kind of like dumbass, and people got
we call that every episode ever of every American reality show.
Yeah, like, and people hated her and gave her shit, and it caused her to take her own life, and that just sucks, dude. Especially like since she was one of the like fastest rising stars.
The 22 years old, daughter of a legend.
Yeah,
really catching on.
One of the best descriptions about her, if you don't know her, but if you don't know anything about her, but you do know about New Japan, somebody compared her to Hiromu Takahashi, and I'm like, that's the perfect example, because she had the Tokyo what was it, Tokyo Cyber Squad,
Yeah.
and her and the girls were just leading that, you could totally tell there was a bright future in this girl that was 22 years old. But yeah, last Friday, it was Friday, and she took her life.
So goes to show you never know where someone's mental state is at, their mental health and such. And
Oh, for sure.
so social media has kind of dehumanized us, I think, to the point where we don't always think about these kind of things and don't think about the adverse effects of things we say. It's terrible. So anyone listening, if you yourself struggle with mental health, please don't be too proud to keep it to yourself and let it bottle up to a point where you do something drastic. Reach out to someone, get help, please.
Get help, yeah.
And if you're one of these people that feels the need to go on and not in a joke sense to actually personally attack someone and tear them down, regardless of what their mental health might be, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, stop that behavior. And if you're not willing to stop that behavior, I want you to unfollow this podcast, unfollow our page, and get the fuck out because we don't need you.
Yeah. 100%. Yep.
Now to find something completely immature to talk about to get over the sad news.
Yeah, it was big, and it shook the whole world, the whole community of wrestling. Like people from within WWE, within TNA, within AEW, within the independent community out here in the United States. Like the wrestlers, if you follow the wrestlers kind of like how we do, you would see that this girl was in so many people's thoughts and prayers, like who was, I forgot who it was, but I'm kind of like, wow, she's kind of small, like, and I mean small as in like where she is in the wrestling community, but like she even had like a match with her and she was praising the girl, and I'm like, that's crazy, like somebody from the other side of the country, and they wrestle out here for a little bit and they make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we move on to this from this?
Ironically, by shit talking another wrestler. So this is going to surprise everyone, I'm sure. Nia Jax has hurt another wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised.
It's Kairi Sane that got her. I guess she threw her into the steel cages. They stopped the match. They checked on her. Kairi said she was fine. I guess she did get a cut. They didn't say how big the cut was or how small it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this thing's like, at what point do you have Nia get taken off TV, and at least like get her back into some type of training?
Yeah, the way she's been working, I feel like she was not properly rehabbed and trained to get back to ring action during her off time, because she wasn't exactly the smoothest worker to begin with, but she could get through most matches without injuring people, aside from breaking Becky Lynch's everything bones in her face.
I mean, it worked out for Becky, but that ain't gonna work out for everybody. And I don't think WWE is gonna take that and try to run a storyline with it where she injures people, because that's not the type of attention you want for your wrestler, especially with going back to the previous topic where you have these people that just talk bunch of crap. Like, that just looks bad on Nia Jax and the WWE because they keep allowing it to happen. You gotta protect your performers on both ends, whether it's the person that gets hurt or the person that's hurting the other person. Because, like you said, Nia Jax over here, who was the person before that? Before Kairi Sane, I think it was I don't remember who it was.
Wasn't it Kairi Sane again? Didn't she hurt Kairi Sane earlier?
That makes sense. Well? That does make sense. But like, if it continues in a repetitive manner, like it could get to her head, you know, and that's
Yeah,
what you want to watch out that it doesn't. So I think for the best interest and everybody's like gotta get some help or some type of support on that.
yeah, exactly. Bring it straight out. Let her work. Take her off TV for a while. Let her work at the TC as an attraction.
Pretty much.
Maybe not have her work girls who weigh less than 100 pounds, just to be safe.
Dude, I mean, most of those
Which
girls are small as shit.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, that really doesn't narrow the field. Who would she have? Like
Uh,
Tamina, maybe Natalia.
okay, we have time to kill. So WWE Raw, right? Wins roster.
Yeah,
Let's see. Let's run this. So we have below is the female for the blue brand. No, I said Raw.
wow. Go technology.
List of those champion personnel. I don't know, man. Okay, so you have Bliss, right? Is Bliss?
Yeah,
Is she Raw?
she's SmackDown.
But I guess right now she's
Or
kind of
I don't even know anymore.
she's
Yeah, she's
traveling
both because she. Yeah,
because
that's
of the
right.
title. Yeah, okay. First of all, Bliss,
Yeah, that
tiny
makes
as
more
hell.
sense.
Um,
Yep.
Dana Brooke, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I would be cool with that, honestly. Bianca Belair would be an awesome match for her. Bianca's, thick enough and strong enough to handle it. Plus, it'd be really cool to see if Bianca could throw her around. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be actually really good. Female W. So we have Asuka, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Billy Kay. Wait, are the Iconics on Raw?
Yep,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they
right.
showed back up on Raw.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Bliss and Cross.
And Cross and also seem to be possibly working a breakup angle because we can't have nice things.
They better not fucking break them up. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yep.
Kari Sane is the one that's injured. Lana.
Lana's likely to injure herself just from not knowing what she's doing in the ring at any given moment anyway.
Liv Morgan, also small. Natty. Nia Jax. Peyton Royce. Ruby Riot. Shayna Baszler and Zelina Vega. Wow. So yeah. Like the women here are pretty small. So like to give her size.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Natty, Bianca.
I can see Shayna being okay.
Yeah, but that's just because I think Shayna works like a different type of match.
Yeah.
Where it's like more MMA based. Which would work out pretty good. Like, I think if they want Nia Jax as a face, all they would have to do is put her against Shayna Baszler. But I feel like I feel like they could do that with anybody with Baszler.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's like the perfect heel, or she could play the perfect heel. Anyways, what do we got next?
All right, let's see. So we've had a couple of interesting movements as far as a talent that's been let go by the WWE recently. And the less important thing, last week we reported that Drew Gulak was out. I think within a couple of days later, he's back with the WWE. He's back. He's no longer under alumni page. He's back on there. He apparently worked the most recent SmackDown tapings. I guess it wasn't that hard to renegotiate a contract.
I think they just gave him what he wanted, or at least a portion of what he wanted, or what he was asking for.
Yeah.
But like last week, we talked about how him leaving at this time is weird as shit because he's being shown on TV with the program with Daniel Bryan, you know, and then
Exactly. I have my own theory, and it's totally serious. No, it's not.
Go for it.
My guess is that he was hoping to get in on that double or nothing ladder match. The company's like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to sign a contract. Hey, AEW, can I get in this match? What? You got Brian Cage? Hey, WWE, I'll re-sign my contract.
I mean, it could have happened, you know. Brian Cage.
They agreed to pay for PowerPoint. That's all there was to it.
They got him the Microsoft Office package.
Oh yeah, 365 baby.
365. How much is that? Like $100 a year?
Something like that. Yeah. Pretty sure even someone like Drew Gulak makes enough money to buy several of those every year if he wanted to.
I mean, there's a difference between buying it and they giving it to you for free.
Yeah, exactly. The bigger though, if you happen to watch AEW this Wednesday, so yesterday, the team formerly known as the Revival, now currently known as FTR, finally made their appearance. Oddly enough, saving the Young Bucks from an attack by Butcher and the Blade.
So I have not seen AEW. I have not, or what is it, Dynamite? I haven't seen.
Dynamite. Yeah.
I have not seen Double or Nothing. I've been a pretty bad wrestling fan this past week. But them coming.
That's on W1 every week, so you're okay.
Let's hope she doesn't listen to these. I'm gonna get yelled at, and you said it.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? They showed up, right? I saw a clip of them.
Yeah.
They drove up in a truck. They walked up to the ring. FTR, what do you think?
Still, I mean, it's one of those names that I guess is kind of fun because it's open for interpretation.
Exactly.
I like to think of it as formerly the Revival.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't think of the name yet, but there's a band.
It's a hell of a lot better than the Revolt.
Yes, and I think they couldn't use it because there was somebody that already owned it.
Yeah, Caleb Conley from the NWA and whoever his partner is.
Yeah, like they already had it, so I guess last second they couldn't do it. But yeah, I think it comes out great, and especially if like every couple months they come out with a new T-shirt where FTR stands for something else, it'd be great.
Exactly.
It'd be great.
The Young Bucks need to help them figure out merchandise because if the Bucks know how to do anything, it's that.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Bullet Club T-shirts didn't start with the Young Bucks, but they turned the Bullet Club T-shirt into the biggest selling T-shirt in wrestling. Like, I want to say wrestling history. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember a story about people meeting with Hot Topic people meeting with WWE people and asking like, "Why get us this shirt?" And the WWE people are like, "That's not us."
Yes,
that's not us.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I remember that. So yeah, merchandising, the Young Bucks, Cody, Cody. You got Kenny. Like these guys know what they're doing with merch, so it's not bad.
It's also pretty good that you got the guys who their old motto was no flips, just fists. They're in a promotion where literally everyone flips. I'm pretty sure Shivani and JR do topes during commercial breaks to entertain people in the audience because they have to. So it's like if AEW were a drinking establishment, it would definitely be a dive bar, pun intended.
Wow, that's actually like that. That's good.
So yeah, it's pretty good that we get them in there. Now they can't even use the term no flips, just fists because of WWE trademark.
Did they do it?
There were. I don't know if they went through. They were apparently going to extend a trademark on it. But I think it was part of the deal they made with the Revival to let them out of the contract to begin with, along with trademarking "Say Yeah," which I think literally no one their theme song said "Say Yeah," so that's fine.
We'll come back to this, I'm pretty sure, but on another episode. But yeah, I don't remember about any of that. But yeah, they showed up AEW. The internet pretty much went crazy. Um, Now we're just waiting for that match to happen, right?
Yeah,
How
exactly.
long do you think we have to wait for that Young Bucks FTR match?
Part of me hopes no weeks. Part of me hopes it happens like next week. I kind of want them to build to it,
Yeah, same.
establish FTR first, and have them go over some of the more schlubbier tag teams there. Which, let's face it, there's a lot of them.
Now, would you save it for, let's say, one of the teams to get the championships?
I might, but at the same time, I think that match would sell a lot of tickets and buys just from the crowd that already want to see it happen anyway, so it doesn't need a title. Milk that shit until All Out in September.
Okay, so it's all out. It's September. You're booking. Who do you
or
have? Who do
or
you?
even whenever
Go ahead.
or even whenever Fighter Fest happens. But I'd say All Out because that's a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
deal.
All out would be the better one. Who would you have book win it?
Have FTR win it, but yeah, that's just because I'd have them win everything.
Okay. Since we're on AEW, Cody is the only one from the Elite that has a championship, right? Oh no, Kenny and Hangman
Nope,
Page.
Kenny Omega does as well. Yep, the Bucks are the only ones without titles right now.
To me, I feel like the Bucks should have came out and won the titles.
Yeah.
Um, Out of that group of five, one, two, three, four, yeah, five. I feel the only one that should not be holding the title is Cody, and he
Yeah.
just won the title
He
at this
just
last pay
he,
per view.
he just won the AEW Cody Rhodes title.
Exactly right, which he's gonna, which I hope they do something great with it. But like I, so you have the way I see this, you right. You should have had Omega obviously win the main championship. You should have had the Bucks win their tags, and then this TNT title should have gone on Hangman Page.
Yeah,
That's the way I
I'd be
see it
cool
in
with
my
that.
head. And it would have made sense. Why? Because previously, up until AEW happened, if you remember, the Bucks held so much fucking gold.
Yeah,
They
they went into those early pay per views with the AAA titles, tag titles.
Yeah, and like before that, like going back to New Japan, like they'd come out with like 4 to 5 different belts on each
Yeah,
wrestler, not including their fucking super kick party or super kick belts. So like I understand like they're booking AEW and they don't want to seem like they're booking themselves into the championships, but you're the fucking Young Bucks. Like you should have no problem taking down Hangman Page and Kenny Omega.
pretty much.
Or whoever was the title or whoever was the champions before that. Who were the champions before that?
SCU, I want to say, but no, they were feuding. They were trying to go for the titles. Man, I don't even fucking
I don't
remember.
remember. Anyways, but same thing with Kenny Omega. This guy was the heavyweight champion in fucking New Japan.
Yeah,
Like at that point, that title meant much more than any other title in the world. You could not
yep.
tell me at the time that Omega had that title that any WWE champion meant more than Omega. That's a fucking lie if you were to tell me that.
Yeah. Holy shit, I was right. It was SoCal Uncensored that were the original tag champions.
Yeah, like Omega, the Bucks should have won that
Yep.
title tournament. Same thing with Omega. He should have been the first champion. Hangman Page should have won this TNT title. You know, um,
That being said, I do like what Cody is going to be just that TNT title. Now he is apparently defending it on TV every week. Now, next week, he's not doing this. Yeah, they had a battle royal on this week to determine the first number one contender. But after that, he's doing the old John Cena Open Challenge thing every
Well, of
week.
course he is, man. He needs to be on TV. He needs to be front and center.
Exactly. And Brandy needs a reason to be on TV. So that means she's going to show up for all of Cody's matches.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
I'm surprised Brandy hasn't booked herself to win the women's title yet. Don't do it.
I mean, well, they just got a new champion, and Nyla Rose isn't as bad as everybody makes her to seem. But like, like their women's division does need work, so it couldn't be as bad as it could be, you know. Because I felt for a good while they were going to put the title on Britt Baker, and this was before everybody started liking her.
Yeah, when she was just a terrible baby face that didn't really wrestle that well.
She's a dentist, you know.
I heard that once.
Anyways.
I am happy to say that they are making the most out of her real injury. She showed up on Dynamite this week in a wheelchair and running a promo about how this injury was a huge part of a conspiracy theory against her, led by Aubrey Edwards. It was Chris Jericho, like, brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't seen AEW yet. I gotta get into it.
Yeah.
All right. What else, man? What else we got?
All right. So we may have seen a NXT wrestlers big finale this week. If you watch anything from this week's wrestling, GRJ, I definitely recommend you check out the Tim Thatcher versus Matt Riddle match from a main event from NXT this week.
Mm-hmm.
They did it was almost like a Josh Barnett Bloodsport like setup, but instead of being a ring with no ropes, with the little ledges at the end, it was basically a cage match with no ropes, with Kurt Angle as referee, even though he was fired or released.
Yeah, so
they big MMA. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
On the Kurt Angle thing, so yeah, like people were talking about Kurt Angle being the ref for this match, and they're like, did he resign? Whatever. Right after this match aired yesterday, or it was sometime today, he put out on his Facebook. I forgot the wording, but he pretty much said like he's done with WWE. Not in those exact words, but it pretty much implied that he's done. Like WWE is no more for him.
He's on a 90-day no compete, so they can still he's getting paid for that time. They can still bring him in for dates and not have it affect that. So that's all that was. And I mean, it helped lend credibility. It was already an awesome, like, worked MMA style match that I really think is going to make Tim Thatcher a bigger deal in the eyes of fans who might not know who he is, just because he was able to hang with and defeat Riddle in such a freaking awesome physical display.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I you're right. I do need to check out. This is what sucks about NXT. So, like, that's like the one constant I will watch. But I have to watch it after we podcast because it didn't go up until it does not go up on to the network until Thursday at 8, and we don't start recording until 8:30. So there's no way I could fill in the episode in those 30 minutes because we have to get ready for this shit, right?
Well, you could pull a Habs and watch it on mute off to the side and get distracted by it.
Yeah, see, no. This was still back in season 1 when we were just doing audio. We weren't doing video or anything. This is when PBR and Argyle was still with us. And I remember getting bitched at by I remember getting talked to by MW1 about not having anybody watching wrestling in the background because you could totally tell that we were distracted. right? But
Argo would literally interrupt points to talk about matches he was watching at the time. It was hilarious.
exactly, yeah. And I remember, like, I'm like, hey, you guys don't watch anything in the background. Pay attention. Like, there's like we need to be focused on what we're doing. But yeah, like you're saying, Habe still does it, and I'm not gonna give him shit. Like he's
No,
watching
me neither.
wrestling.
He's watching wrestling. It makes for amusing reactions, and he's just carrying on the legacy of season one.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Anyhow, all this to say is that this loss is apparently could apparently be Matt Riddle's farewell to NXT, as he's expected to be called up to SmackDown potentially as soon as tomorrow.
Is it that fast?
That's what I've heard. I don't know
Holy
how true that is, but
shit! I haven't heard that one. I just heard that Riddle might move up to SmackDown Live. Which first I want to say is like, what happened to him having all this heat in the back about all the BS going on? Like, this guy apparently has had so much bullshit with a bunch of people in the back, yet he has gotten like so many opportunities in that time, right? He won the
yeah.
tag titles. Oh, first he won the tournament, and then they won the tag titles, and then now he's moving up to SmackDown. Like, if you're in the
Yeah.
doghouse, that's the right doghouse. Apparently, I guess he moved into. I guess he moved into Roman's doghouse.
Apparently, Bruce Pritchard's always been high on him. Like Pritchard, when Pritchard was working for MLW briefly, he saw him there, and I guess he saw like, man, Pritchard said of both MJF and Riddle, these are going to be like two of the next big stars. So
Yeah, look at them now.
I,
Did you freeze on me? You froze on me.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I hear you, but you froze on me.
very briefly.
You look like you sneeze.
Technology.
All right. What do we got?
All right. And speaking of leaving, this is one of those cases where I've got my own theories. But this coming Monday, we're apparently getting a Rey Mysterio retirement ceremony, thanks to that eye gouging he received at the hands of Seth Rollins last week.
It's a retirement ceremony by Seth Rollins. You gotta add that in there.
So it's going to be legit. There's no way it's not just Seth parading a midget with a Rey Mysterio match.
Damn it! Yeah, that's basically what I feel like. Get the guy, I forgot his name, the one that did El Torito, and just put him in a Rey Mysterio mask, have him come out, and I mean, how much shorter is he than Rey?
Pretty sure he's taller than Marco Stunt at least.
Around there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I get the feeling that one of two things is either that or it could be a legit retirement thing, but then Dominic comes out and talks him out of it, and wrestling fans go, "Wait, didn't we see this already? Within a year?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like, I forgot where I read it, but they were talking about Dominic, and they're like, last time he was on TV, it was kind of exciting. Like, he moved around the ring a little. Pretty well. So if he was from the last time we saw him to now, if all he's been doing is training, this kid could be really freaking good. And the fact that he has size on his side as well, he's not as small as his dad, as Rey Mysterio. Not saying that just because you're small.
Wait, who are you talking about? His dad, Rey Mysterio, or his dad? Because remember, his dad is Eddie Guerrero. Despite the results of that ladder match giving Rey paternity.
Ah, my God. Eddie Guerrero. Dude, I just uploaded. Did you see the GIF I uploaded? Or the video I uploaded? You didn't see the video I uploaded of Eddie Guerrero? It was that old SummerSlam promo of him doing like the 100-meter dash or something, and he doesn't tie, he super glues the other competitors to, I don't know what they're called, where they stand as they're getting ready to run. And then he kind of just like strolls down the fucking line.
Yeah.
It was so good, dude. Oh my god. Eddie Guerrero. Whew.
I forget his crazy antics.
Yeah, good times, good times.
All right, our last listed news here is some hopeful news. I'm not going to say good news because we'll see what happens, but apparently New Japan might finally be back in action soon.
Yes. Hold on, let me get my sentences here. Japan came out saying that with guidelines, they are gonna lift the ban on events, which is smart, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how it is out where you're living in intern, but here in California, I live in Orange County. Yes, the one from that movie, and yes, from that one TV show. They lifted the ban, right? We went through 3, like, I guess, phases. We just passed phase 3 where they're opening up barbershops and stuff like that.
Okay.
With certain guidelines. Well, the people that are out there are not following that shit at all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The other day I was at the store, or yesterday I was at the store, and I got bitched at for wearing my mask. And I'm kind of like, I'm sorry, sir, but you need, like, we still have to wear these. We still have to be 6 feet apart. And even if we weren't, could we stay with that 6-foot rule? Because I love that shit. I don't need.
Especially when I'm shopping. Holy
I
hell,
don't need somebody right behind me at all. Give me that 6-foot bumper. I love that shit.
Yep.
Anyways, Japan is gonna move forward with special guidelines of how many people could be in, I guess, the stadium or whatever room they're doing it, depending on how big and how wide or how spread out everybody's gonna do. Which is great, you know. Previously, the news for New Japan was that they were gonna start doing empty arena shows. What are we? We're at the end of May, June. I think at the beginning of July they were gonna start doing empty arena shows.
Yeah, sounds right.
But now that Japan has lifted this ban on events, might as well sprinkle in your audience every little bit everywhere, and you'll be fine. You know.
And not in news, expected WWE to announce that all their shows will be recorded in Japan from now on. Not really, but that'd be funny.
I mean, from what I remember, the tapings that they did out in Japan, it could only get better for them because they would have to like cater to a special audience, which to us would make it so much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's where they had AJ, the Good Brothers, and I think it was Triple H, too sweeting everybody out there. Let's get Triple H in there. Let's forget about Finn Balor or one of the other leaders of the Bullet Club. But whatever. Yeah, New Japan could coming back. I'm excited.
Same. It's been too long.
It's been way too long. I felt bad for Naito winning the titles and then can't do anything. Hiromu coming back, winning the title, can't do anything. What else happened there?
Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar calls that a dream. What a title I don't have to ever work? Oh wait, he already does that.
He already does that, yeah. But I think that's because they allow him to. Because, like, where's like, if Vince were to tell him, like, no, you need to be here every day, where's he gonna go? They're not gonna hire him back at the UFC. Dana White doesn't want him anymore. He's gonna go. What's that promotion that Jake Hagar's at?
Oh, Bellator.
He's gonna end up at one of those things.
I mean, he's old enough now that he can show up at Bellator. They're pretty much the Masters division of mixed martial arts.
Yup. Yeah, New Japan coming back. Do we have anything else?
That's all for the news, actually.
Yeah,
I know you. I know you hadn't watched it. You want me to go through the Double or Nothing card, and let you know what you missed and what you shouldn't have watched?
Dude, go for it, man. Let me pull up the card here, though. I want to see
Yeah, sure.
what exactly you're talking about. Double or Nothing. Dang, I typed in DOU, and Double or Nothing came up on Google.
Nice.
That's really good.
There's a lot worse things that begin with the word double that could have come up.
Yeah, you're right. All right, cards in front of me. Are you starting from the top or the bottom?
I'm starting from the top with the pre-show match of Best Friends taking on Private Party, which was the one of the two things on the show I didn't actually watch, but the whole that was for a number one contender match shot. So there's that.
I did watch this actually.
Okay.
I did watch it. Yeah, I remember. I watched this and probably like the first minute of the casino ladder match, and then my internet crapped out. I said I'll watch it tomorrow, and never got the chance to get to sit down and watch it. But
yeah, here's the funny thing. Best Friends won a number one contender spot by winning that match. So you know what they did on Dynamite this week? They had another tag team match to determine a number one contender for next week. The Best Friends are getting their title shot at Fyter Fest, so they wound up having a second number one contender match in the span of like 5 days. Because sports-based presentation.
Wait. Repeat this. Walk me through this.
So basically, the number one contendership that the Best Friends won on Saturday is for a title match at Fyter Fest.
Okay.
But apparently, the AEW also felt that next week's Dynamite needed a title match, so they're like, "Us, different number one contendership this week between two completely different teams."
And they will have their title shot at.
They will still have their title shot at Fyter Fest regardless of who wins next week's match. But I don't think that was even mentioned until like the later part of Dynamite. So I was just confused for a good chunk of the episode.
I'm confused for it right now. I guess we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. I think the Bucks are actually getting a title shot though, but I could be wrong. Let me just double check real quickly.
Win it.
I mean, if the Bucks should be able to go over the Best Friends at Fyter Fest, right? They should be able to blink and obliterate the Best Friends.
I mean, yes, but also like it's an actual tag team, right? It's not two single stars being put together. So if they want to give Chuck Taylor and Trent, why does he only go by Trent now?
I don't know why he dropped the Beretta, honestly.
Yeah, I love the Beretta. It sounds really good. Beretta. Just good.
I can't remember if it was the Bucks or if it's the team of Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc. I'm trying to remember which of the two matches were the number one contender with the thing, but it might be Kip and Havoc getting the title shot next week. Which, if that's the case, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega or Adam Page alone could probably beat both those guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Then the card itself happened. We got our, speaking of number one contenders, we got our casino ladder match for a AEW World Championship. Which this was one of those things where when I first saw the premise of the match, I was confused until I saw the way it played out. Because I mean, it's a ladder match, standard ladder match rules, but it's also a battle royal where two people start in the ring, and then at timed intervals, other people come out, and it's just like. So in other words, we know there's not going to be a last person came out, so this whole thing is basically just a waste of time.
Okay, so before you move on into this, it started off with Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky.
Yep.
Both members of SCU.
Yep.
They were in the ring for 2-3 minutes by themselves?
2 or 3 minutes, yep.
Now, let's say you, me, and Habes are in a team, and we have the opportunity to win a chance at the world title, and you and me are in that match. You come out one, I come out two. I'll be, dude, I'll let you win it right fucking now if you give me the first title shot.
I'd make it competitive. I would go 2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors.
Something, right?
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Fuck. Who came out after? Luchasaurus.
Yeah, there's Luchasaurus. There's might have been Kip Sabian.
Kip Sabian, Joey Janela, Orange Cassidy, Colt Cabana, Darby Allin, and Brian Cage. At that point,
yeah,
like, it would have. It's like the biggest slap in the face. And I remember, like, within the first, like, even before the contestants came out, or before the first one came out, they mentioned, like, you could win this match at any time. And then when both SCU members came out, I'm all like, why is it not over already?
Exactly.
Like, let's say...
I do think if they ever revisit this concept in the future, though, they definitely need to have it finished before all members come out with one of these matches to establish it as a thing that can happen and actually keep the drama going the full match.
Yes. Either that or have it where, like, this, you can't climb the ladder to go for the title. You can't win the title or you can't win the match until everybody is out and in the match, you know? And at that point, being number 1 and 2 is
kind of the War Games rules.
Yeah, you're at a disadvantage. At that point, you know, same fucking thing. Go that route. Yep. It makes more sense. It's smarter. Because at this point... Go ahead.
But then when the end came and we got a surprise entrance and it's Brian freaking Cage, I'm like, okay, I see why they did it this way. That would have been a spoiled surprise if they just did a straight up 9-man ladder match where everyone came out at the same time. Because I don't think anyone was expecting Brian Cage.
I don't think I had Brian Cage. I think Haves probably mentioned him last week.
Haves did.
But Haves is very into the underground of the wrestling world, so he has a lot of insider information.
Yeah, he's secretly booking these promotions.
I feel like it, yeah. A lot of the shit that he calls out happens.
It's the only reason game last season.
Oh, damn it. 0.5, dude.
0.5.
I lost my 0.5.
But yeah, there was some pretty odd spots in this match, though. I mean, there was a lot of bullshit too. There was a lot of extra run-ins, and it was very Russo-ific with the overbooking. Marco stunt choke slammed someone. Well, with assistance from Luchasaurus.
Okay, that makes more sense.
While standing on a tiny step ladder.
That's funny.
That's
good shit.
I laughed when he came up with a step ladder. Darby Allin, I think, might be dead. They said Cage stretched him out on top of a ladder, then press slammed the ladder out of the ring with Darby still laying on it.
Okay, that's creative. Yeah. I did see a clip of, I forgot who he laid down on the ladder, but Darby Allin went up with the skateboard and tried to drop on him.
Yep.
Amazing spot. Obviously, he wasn't going to hit it because of the trucks on the skateboard. Like, if it was just the deck, it would have been fine, right? I could totally see somebody taking the deck, like, across the chest. But the fact that he had his trucks and everything on it, I knew he was going to miss, but the spot was awesome nonetheless. It was really cool.
Yeah. That's really cool, too, is they got Cage associated with Taz, and the story that they're telling is basically that for the past couple of weeks, Taz has been trying to offer to help Allin. And Allin's like, no, man, I respect that, but sorry, I don't need your help. So now Taz has a fresh new guy who wants to murder, death, kill Allin with extreme prejudice. That's pretty cool.
So Taz was on commentary before the match started, right? And then he got up and he's like, I need to go check on something, whatever. I thought that was the coolest little thing ever. Because, like, you don't have that happen. I've always felt like, especially like the commentators that are ex wrestlers, let them be a manager sometimes, you know? And that's what they're doing with Taz, especially with that whole like, I got some business to attend to, where he just has to stand up. They bring in another announcer, and Taz then does his things
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then he comes back, you know? I popped for that little moment because I'm like, this is something I wish I saw before. And I don't
Yeah,
remember seeing
exactly.
it, but yeah, it was. I thought that was great.
So yeah, Brian Cage wins the casino ladder match and is next in line for the AEW World Title, which will be happening. That match will be happening at Fyter Fest.
But who gets the next number one contendership?
Whichever new whichever next new guy they sign. That's the way it seems to be lately. Brody Lee comes in, beats a couple of jobbers, gets a title shot. Brian Cage comes in, wins one ladder match, gets a title shot. Wins
Okay.
and losses matter though.
Okay, but previously, one of the things that we bitched about was the size of the roster. Or not the size of the roster, but the size of the people within the championship or main championships,
Yep.
right? They're bringing in they brought in
Yep.
Brody Lee. Brody Lee's a big guy.
Yep.
Even though Brian Cage is not tall as everybody else, he's a big guy, you know?
Yeah.
So the fact that these guys are getting title shots, I'm not complaining
Me
because
neither. It's just
like who are they gonna like if they were to give it to Darby Allin, would I complain? No. Would they give it to who's the hardcore dude?
uh, Jimmy Havoc or Joey
Like
Janela.
cut like Havoc or Janela, like if they were to give him the main title, I'm like, like, it's too early for this shit. Like they should not be
Yeah.
beating I'm blanking on his name. Who's the champion?
John Moxley.
They should not be beating Moxley whatsoever. Oh, damn. Unless they go the hardcore route. Nah, I don't like that.
Not even then, Moxley's like, dude, did you see my work before? When I was in CZW, I still own you at this.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that'd be a great storyline where, like, he's like, I was in CCW, blah, blah, blah. But then they're like, yeah, and you went to WE, softened up while we continued our hardcore bullshit. And dude, that's actually a good little storyline. That would have been great.
Hey, John Moxley, how hardcore was Mitch the Potted Plant?
Yeah, exactly, right? And then you bring out a fucking potted plant and smack him over with it.
Yep, exactly.
We got to get this
shit.
shit.
I'm actually kind of cool. I'm actually good with that.
Yeah.
You need to tell us to Habes so he can pitch it to AEW.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to get the shit to Habes so he can pitch it over there or write it in and whatever the fuck he does. Damn, that's good.
Yeah. We followed that up with my actual favorite regular match of the show, MJF against Jungle Boy. Okay. Just 17 minutes of really good fundamental wrestling. They wrestled the match Cody tries to have, where you tell a story with good wrestling pathos, but they didn't drag it out too long. It wasn't boring. They didn't need the bleeding buckets.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ratty and Orin until you said bleeding buckets.
But yeah, no, they had an amazing little match. And the funny thing was, MJF managed to win clean as a sheet.
As he should.
Of roll-ups, yeah.
As he should.
There's few things I like more than a heel that will cheat but can win without cheating. And that just makes you hate him even more. It's like he's so good he can actually balance up. Damn.
Yeah, if you remember The Rock, he did it all the fucking time. He would win clean as a heel, you know, and it was like you said, like this, it was respectable, right? Because you have your heels, you know, we know they could cheat, but for them to go over cleanly on a wrestler, on a fan favorite wrestler, that's good. That's big.
Yeah,
that's really big. So yeah. MJF going over Jungle Boy clean, that makes sense, 100%.
Yeah, definitely one of the matches I recommend watching though. Speaking of Cody, he was out next to wrestle Lance Archer for that TNT title. You already know how that went if you're listening to this podcast. It was actually pretty short for a Cody match, 22 minutes, but it still felt like it should only have been maybe 14 or 15 at most. There was a lot of it I found was just Archer stalling by mugging to the camera or mugging to the wrestlers in the audience and just making him look stupid. Like all Cody matches, it was ridiculously overbooked with both Jake and Arn getting involved and getting thrown out.
Yeah, I feel like, well, within us, and I'm by us I mean the admins on the page, we call Cody the Triple H of AEW.
I called him Hunter Hearst Cody right after
There
I
you
saw him win the
go.
title.
Yeah, like I feel Cody will be better for AEW if he was not booking
Yeah.
and he took more of a backstage role, kind of like what his dad was doing. But when you have your checks and balances of the rest of the guys, I think it could work out a lot better. Yeah.
Agreed.
Like at this point, like might as well give another match to your brother and hopefully he gives you another 5-star.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to the match his brother had.
Oh, he was against Sean Spears, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't a bad match by any means. Like I said, though, I think if they would have shaved 6-7 minutes off of it, I would have liked it a lot more. If there wasn't so much, Russo style involvement from outside parties, I would have liked it more.
Damn, Russo style, that's not a good take.
I will say I actually did skip because I'm like, well, I'm at I worked that night, so I'm at a loss. I need to get to bed early because I work Sunday morning, so I didn't really feel like I needed to see Chris Statlander defeat Penelope Ford.
It was only 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. The highlight had nothing to do with any of the match work. The highlight was when Ford was coming out. Sabian came out with with crutches and his leg all bandaged up, selling the ladder match. But he didn't know how to use the crutches properly, or at least was pretending like he didn't. So he looked like a complete goofball. It was pretty awesome.
Who was Penelope Ford in place of? Was it Britt Baker?
Yeah, it was Britt Baker.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember reading about Penelope Ford taking over somebody, but I just wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's 5 minutes and 30 minutes. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I should go back and watch it at some point. Unlike your next match, which is 3 minutes and 20 seconds, but you may not want to watch, as Dustin takes on Sean Spears, and they called it. It's the best way I can put it is they didn't know whether they wanted to do a match or whether they just wanted to do an angle, so they tried to do both. So Sean Spears goes out there and basically announces that like you said on Dynamite the week before, Dustin retired or is gonna be retiring. He's no more. Dustin's music plays. No one comes out, so Spears laughs. Ha ha! I did that. Ha ha ha! See, I told you Dustin's not coming out. Music plays again. Then Brandy comes out because Brandy's gonna get on TV one way or another. Dustin attacks him from behind. Now what they looked like they wanted to go for was the whole angle where babyface beats up a heel, strips them down to their underwear and sends them packing, and they did do that. But they also did it as part of a wrestling match where Spears got some heat on Dustin, and then Dustin made his comeback and it got a finish. And it's like, if you wanted to have a match, do a match. If you want to have an angle, do an angle. Don't do both. It just feels like filler.
I mean, also, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That's a filler, dude. Yeah. That's a filler, yeah.
However, it was very important. We did learn that apparently Sean Spears has a picture of Tully Blanchard's face on the front of his underwear right near his dick bulge.
Okay.
Yeah, this is important information that wrestling fans needed to know.
I mean, all I want to know is what Peyton Royce feels about that. Or how Peyton Royce feels about that.
What I want to know is how much does Sean Spears regret going to AEW on a scale of 10, 10, 10?
I honestly don't think he regrets it. I'm pretty sure
No,
he's happy that he's being utilized. Um,
exactly.
Especially with a lot of these wrestlers that got let go within the last year or so.
Yeah.
They're it's probably like the best thing that happened to them. They weren't being utilized in WWE or not being utilized the way they wanted to be. They let go and they're riding that fucking wave of I'm an ex WWE guy. Um, and they roam the independents or they go to AEW, and whether they're losing on a losing streak or they're winning, they're being used. They're getting time on TV. Their character is
Yep.
being developed in one way or another. And Sean Spears is still there. I still don't like Sean Spears. I don't like that name. I feel like a different name would have been a lot better.
Yeah, what can you do though?
Yeah, right? Yeah, but yeah.
All right, so now that we spent more time talking about the match than it actually had time allotted to it,
True. True.
we, we followed that up with our AEW Women's Title defense as Nyla Rose took on Hikaru Shida, and this makes me laugh. In no disqualification and no countout match. Now I don't know how much AEW you've been watching since October. Have you seen a single countout or disqualification in any AEW match ever? I maybe saw one count out, and I don't even know if I missed it for a fever dream.
What did I just watch that had a count out or a stoppage? To answer your question, no, I can't think of anything.
Yeah. So which begs the question: what the fuck's the point of having a no disqualification, no count out matches if none of your matches have disqualifications or count outs?
To make sure it doesn't happen.
Oh, when we get to the next match, I will explain why that theory goes flying into my friends. But still, this is still pretty good. It's Sheeta, great worker. They got the kendo stick in there for a lot of spots, which makes sense seeing how the story's been built around them hitting each other with kendo sticks. Yet another Jim Cornette freaking out that they made Nyla Rose look bad because she has to sell and bump so much for women that are smaller than her. But fuck Jim Cornette, so okay with it.
Yeah.
And in the end, Hikaru Shida hits her with a knee and wins the women's title.
She was my original choice for winning the AEW Women's Championship when it first came out.
Yeah.
Aside from Yuka, because it's Yuka, but since we all can't get what we want, Hikaru was the first one that I wanted to win it.
Yeah.
The fact that she finally got it, not saying that the title's been out for fucking ever, because it hasn't. But I'm happy with this decision. But then just because of like everything that's surrounding Nyla Rose too, like we just going back to the death from earlier. People talking shit on how people react towards other people, and then they go back and cyberbully Nyla Rose. It's kind of like, dude, you were just saying don't do this, and you're turning around and doing it to this person because they are transgender. Like,
yeah,
you can't pick and choose shit like this. You can't say don't do this, but this is okay when they're one and the same.
Yeah.
So yeah. I got off topic. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Our match was the AEW World Title match between Jon Moxley and Mr. Brody Lee. Now we talked about how they would make a no disqualification, no submission match, so that would or no count out match where disqualifications and count outs can't happen. A good chunk of the opening portion of this match spent time outside. They should have out a good 10 times before they got back into the ring. Weapons, things around ringside were used. They probably could have been that could have triggered a disqualification. What the this company?
You broke up really bad right there, man. You still broken? Still broken.
I was in the middle of an. I'm Matt Hardy. Am I breaking?
You totally broken. Where you at? Talk to me.
God damn it.
No, there you go. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay, so to go try to get back to the swing of the spirit of that rant. This match was not no disqualification or no count out like the women's title match was. So the men spent the first minute or two brawling outside. They spent enough time out there. They could have been counted out a good 10 times over. They were using things at ringside to hit each other as weapons that probably could have got them disqualified.
Yeah.
What the fuck is with
so they do this a lot it happened in AEW. They do this a lot in New Japan, right? Where there's weapons, they're thrown onto the table, they're thrown through the table, they're outside for longer than time count permits, and it's pretty much up to the referee on whether he wants to stop the match or not. I think AEW is trying to take that approach as well, which is 100% in my... I think it's 100% a good idea, right? Because you want some of your refs to have a personality, right?
Yeah.
They need, like, Aubrey, right? There's a lot of times where people give her shit and she doesn't back the fuck down. Like, I'm not afraid of you. I'm the fucking ref, you know? And you need that. You need that to put some of your wrestlers in place. Like, if you're gonna have like a little heel wrestler that does this little cheap tricks and you have her come in and say like, that shit ain't gonna work on me, that makes him change his game plan.
Yeah.
Right? You need that shit sometimes. So
yep, I definitely agree with what you're saying. My problem in execution is twofold. One is that the announcers don't really play this up as being a ref discretion thing, so it's just
that's true, yeah,
stupid looking. And the other thing is that you still don't get disqualifications on the undercard matches, where to get that kind of over the ref discretion, you need to establish that disqualification and countouts can happen, that there are normally consequences, but the ref is choosing to let it go.
Yeah, you're right. But they should definitely have more more stoppages. It just happened on Raw, right, with the Iconics.
Yeah,
I thought that was stupid. They could have let it happen. She could have gotten a lot more aggressive in that match. But yeah, like for you to do this no disqualification, no count out, whatever, you need to have it actually happen sometimes. You need to have a stoppage, like, oh, you're disqualified because you didn't break the 5 count. You were out of the ring for more than 10 seconds. Whatever, you know?
You had 40 guys running.
Exactly. Like, it makes sense. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
That being said, this is one of those matches. I think if you were one of these people that didn't follow Mox and Lee on the indies and see what they were doing in CZW years ago, you probably liked the match more than I did. I thought it was a really good match, but I don't think it lived up to the reputation that these two have had as being working against each other.
I haven't seen this show, but I am excited to watch it. That's kind of disappointing of what you just said, though. But yeah, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm gonna go in there with an open mind, obviously.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was still one of the better matches on the show. Like, I would take this over Hunter Hearst Cody stalling things out to 87,000 years for every match.
Mm-hmm.
The finish too, where Mox kept trying to put Lee away with the paradigm shift, couldn't get it, so we had to get him with a chokehold and make us out.
What was the hold? Do you know?
I think it may have been like a take on Brian Kendrick's bully choke, a similar kind of crossface necklock to that.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on. I'll check on it. But yeah, I'll check it out. And it's only 15 minutes. It ain't bad.
Still cool though. It makes Lee look like a tenacious. Yeah, it makes Lee look like he's impossible to knock, but it also shows that hey, Moxley has something in his arsenal that we didn't know he had. He can choke a bitch out if he needs to.
Yeah, I honestly think this is for what the role they have Brody Lee doing in AEW, where he's the leader of
the worst stable ever.
The worst stable ever, I guess. Like, I think it was too early for him to lose. Like, they should have gave him like more matches, a couple more pay-per-views of him like running over people, and then had Moxley.
Oh, definitely. They hot shot him into that position just in how to lose so fast, and that he's not even going to get a chance to get another shot at it anytime soon because Brian Cage is next, and so I'm guessing Lee's just going to forget that he wanted that title.
I guess I don't know. I could honestly see Lee or not Lee Cage beating Moxley.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I'd definitely be okay with that.
Cody still Dusty Son at heart. He probably still has a taste for building a heel territory where strong heel champions get run the roost, and I'm good with that.
Definitely.
And then our last match of the night, which I have a hard time calling a match in the traditional sense, but oh my god, watch this. The Internet on Matt Hardy along with Paige, Omega, and the Young Bucks. Wow, this was I personally didn't like it as much as the Boneyard match or the Firefly Funhouse match, but it was almost as good as those, and it was way better than Money in the Bank. It was you got some good brawling, you got some great spots. It was hokey as hell, but in the best ways possible. Matt Hardy actually apparently someone filled a swimming pool up in the upper deck with water from the lake of reincarnation because Matt Hardy Ortiz and Santana tried to drown Hardy. He came up first as the original Matt. Then he came up as V1 Matt, complete with the Chiron with Matt facts on the side.
I saw that. That's right. Holy shit.
My favorite thing was my favorite part was that Santana and Ortiz were reading they could see the Matt facts reading it over.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I'm definitely gonna watch this match. It has become
there was so good. There was a bar fight between Jake Hagar and Adam Page where they even did the whole John Wayne movie spot where Hagar put Page on the bar and slid him down the whole length of the bar. Threw bottles of whiskey.
I did not see this at all. I was gonna say, this match has already created a shitload of memes.
Yep.
Just from within this match, so I'm excited to watch the actual thing.
Oh yeah. It was I wound up going to bed way later than planned because of this match, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
The match was so good that Jim Cornette saw it and swore off AEW forever, and now he hates everyone involved in it.
Okay, so Jim Cornette, this is the second time we brought him up. Jim Cornette as a wrestling historian, probably one of the best.
Yep.
As a person that reviews current wrestling, oh my god, I don't take anything he says seriously. You know, if he wants to talk about
because it's hilarious hearing him blow up and sound like an idiot.
Yeah, right? Like, if he's gonna talk about wrestling from back then, I'm down to listen to this guy talk, right? But if he's gonna be
Yeah.
reviewing a pay per view that has a certain match, I don't want to hear it because it's. I kind of feel like old man yells at cloud type deal, you know?
Basically, God damn, that cloud's up in the sky, block my view of the sun.
Exactly, you know? Like, there's no pleasing this guy other than. I don't even know an example what we could give him. Like, maybe throw in.
He liked MJ versus Jungle Boy. He likes MJF a lot, so there's something.
That's something that says a lot about MJF, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
To get the Cornet approval right now, stamp of approval right now, it's.
Now I hope he takes a dick spot from Joey Ryan just to break Corny's heart. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, man. It's gonna happen eventually.
God damn, I gave him my approval. He had to touch Dick Boy's dick.
What happened to Joey Ryan?
I don't know. He wound up changing his gimmick and Impact, and I haven't really heard much about him since.
Yeah, I haven't seen Impact in a bit. I gotta get back onto it.
Yeah, I gotta get back on it as well. Seeing RBD almost have a threesome kind of put me off the product.
Not touching that. Not touching that at all.
But yeah, we could probably fill a whole podcast going through all the ridiculousness of this match. All I'll say is if you haven't watched the Stadium Stampede match, go out of your way to do so. There's no way I could do it justice, and half the things I say, you're probably like, no, that didn't happen. You're lying to me.
I mean,
it was wild.
Like, I watched a couple of like clips from it, and I could still even watching it, I'd be like, this didn't really happen.
I mean, the whole thing started out with the Elite coming out in football jerseys and a couple of them in helmets to like a football entrance. I'm like, yep, I'm sold immediately. And then involved Hangman Page riding a horse chasing Sammy Guevara off the field. How do I not love that?
Yeah, see, like I saw that too, and I'm like, was that from like the actual match? Was that like from before the pay per view started? I have no idea, but yeah, like this match delivered at least a lot of material for people like us that do memes or clips. So yeah.
If I had a small criticism about it, is the fact that this kind of tells me that Matt Jackson is a great athletic performer. I don't think he knows anything about the basics of working. Dude came into the match with a legit rib injury. His ribs were taped up, so you know that the injury takes place in kayfabe. I'm pretty sure Nick sold more rib damage than Matt did the entire fucking match.
Was he actually like injured, or was it a kayfabe?
Yeah, he was legit injured during the go home show, or baseball bat spot. I think taking a bat a little too hard or something.
And this is Matt, right?
Yeah, this is Matt.
I mean, this is also the same guy that in New Japan had constant back injuries when he was not. Nick is the one that does the more backflippy shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shouldn't he have the back problems? Because like the way I see it, like it's Jeff Hardy that has the injuries, not Matt Hardy. You know, because Jeff Hardy was more the daredevil, as how I see Nick, and then Matt is Matt. So I don't know.
Case in point, Matt climbed up on the goal post of the football field and did a moonsault off of it.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess there's a lot more that I need. There's gonna be a lot more.
Did you at least get to see a GIF or footage of the finish?
I don't know.
Fucking Guevara taking a one-winged angel off, like the bleachers through a crash pad that was, it had to be a good 20-foot drop.
No, I didn't see that at all. No, I'm excited. There's a lot more to this match than I thought there was. I thought,
I know, right? There's so much to dive into. It's
yeah,
wonderful.
I thought everything that was clipped out was what I needed to watch, you know, but apparently not. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah, definitely. If there's anything you go to your way to watch from the past week, this and the cage match from NXT are the two things.
No, I'll try to get to that stuff tomorrow, but for sure I'll have Double or Nothing in by next week or by next Thursday. Let's just hope no bad shit happens tonight or tomorrow or ever. Just come on.
Yeah, just in general.
It's like
2020 has already been a kick dick.
2020 has to cut that shit out. Like, not only like in real life, but within the wrestling community too. There's a lot of bullshit happening. Do we have anything else?
No, that's everything I got on my end.
All right, so how do we finish this, man?
Top guys do something. Was it in? Top guys out.